Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to make a leaflet or interactive map in R&R Studio. So for our example data set, we're going to use the top 50 highest astronomical observatories in the world. And I've taken this from Wikipedia, and you can see the observatory here, the elevation in meters and feet. I created a new column here just for the feet as a numeric form. The site, the location, the latitude and longitude, and I've also separated this out into two fields for lat and longitude and their decimal equivalent. And when it was established, the type of instrument located there, and of course some miscellaneous information. So we're going to use the leaflet library. And Leaflet is simply an open source JavaScript library for making these interactive graphs. And if you don't have it and you're using RStudio, you can simply go up to Tools, Install Packages, and find it on the list. Do it that way. And we also use the Doppler function as well to do a little bit of data manipulation. And here's how it works. So we're going to type in leaflet, and we're going to add some tiles to it. And when we do that, we're basically initializing the graphics environment. So here's our map. We can certainly, zoom in, zoom out, move it around, and so forth. But we really need to have some kind of data here, so we're going to add that in now. So we pipe that in, and we add circle markers from data equals highest. That's the name of our data set. And then we're going to add in the latitude, tilde, lat, and the longitude, tilde, long. And there we go. So now we've just plotted our top 50, highest astronomical observatories on this map. Of course, I don't really like those circle markers, so we can adjust the radius. 3. And that makes it a lot cleaner. Of course, we want to add some kind of information here so that when we hover or click over these points, some information comes up about what is the observatory, what's the elevation, what the instruments there, and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new column or field in our highest data set with our pop-up information. We're going to do it this way using the mutate function. And we'll call it popup info. And we're just going to paste in the various pieces. So we're going to paste in the observatory. So that'll give us the name. Then we're going to add a little piece of code here, which is a break function. And it's written like this. And that just gives us a break to the next line. Okay, so it'll make it a lot cleaner. And we want to definitely add in the location. Put in another break there. And let's say the type of the instrument would be of interest. That. And of course the elevation. So we can actually type in a label for that as well. And then assign it a variable. Or a value. Add in another break. And then let's add in when it was established. Add the value. So there's our pop-up information. So if we look at our data set in that column, you can see that we've basically pasted those different pieces together into that variable called popup info. So let's clear this. Control L clears the screen there. So go back to our command for leaflet. Now we can add in our popup info. Popup equals tilde pop up info. Okay, it redraws the map, and now when we actually hover, we can actually click on a point and it'll show us the name of the observatory, the location, the type of instrument, the elevation, and when it was established. Except we forgot the D on there. So let's go back and fix that up. Put it right there. And rerun it. And now it should be spelled correctly, established. Simple as that. So, I mean, you can just see with a very few lines of code and, a data set, you can actually make a very, very, cool looking interactive map here. And, we can even add more stuff to it. We can add some colors to it, maybe a color gradient, to show the height of the different observatories. So we can do that simply by making a new variable called colors. And let's go from, let's say, maybe from a dark, well, we can go from, let's say, a green to, let's say, a blue. So that'll be our gradient range. And create a palette using color factor. And then the colors, and we're going to adjust this by the elevation, let's say, in feet. Okay, so that'll give us the gradient scale. Go back up to our leaflet. Color equals tilde palette for feet. And there we go. So now we've got a color gradient, which kind of shows that, the lower ones are kind of greenish in color here, and the higher ones are bluish in color. So we can go down here, let's say the Los Angeles area. So that one is Palomar Observatory at 1,700 meters roughly. And then something a little bit more bluer. Let's say this one here. Bolivia is actually at 5,200 meters. So you can add a little bit of a gradient as well to this, so you can kind of get an idea of, the different altitudes associated with the observatories here. Now, if you want to share this, you can do so either by, putting the code in a markdown document and then exporting it as an HTML file using knitr, or you can actually go here to publish. And you can use rpubs, and that'll give you a public link to this that you can actually send out to other people. That's about it. That's a easy, short way to create a very cool map using this leaflet library. I hope this helped, and we'll talk to you again.